Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk. Thinking right out here in the lab where I do what I do for you. I got a concept that, again, I'm studying, doing my children thing, getting information and concepts. I got another concept for you. I got to get this one off for you. So let's get this party started. Right is this 25 rules to live by. Storyteller, story with a message. There's a message in the story for life. I give you life lessons. You tune in and receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right Thinker's mission, and I'm on it, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right Thinker's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka to know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. You see where we're going with this? Let's get it together. I asked the question, do you know you? You well when I'm through. That's what I do. It's rhetorical, but if you know how to answer it for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not, okay, they're simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself and to my yacht be true. Right thinkers, you know my whole mantra is know thyself, right? After studying and listening to three other people's concepts, how about this one? It's more like remember thyself. Which one is it? One thing you might know. Knowing thyself is remembering thyself, or remember thyself is knowing thyself. Make up your mind like an Abbott and Costello skit. But let me break it down for you. That's the fun part. Now, it's not that you don't know thyself. A lot of us don't, but that ain't the problem. You really just don't remember thyself. I just had a student ask me a question, is our experiences our ancestors? Theoretically, metaphorically, yeah. Why? Because their DNA is still in us. The spirit from them is still trickle down to us. We keep the bloodline going. That's what's important. So, yeah. Every experience I go through in my life, my past experiences, my past life, yeah, all that's locked into the spirit. We call it residue, okay? Because why? It experiences every time we go through a different lifestyle, it's going to experience some things. And it's going to be some carryover, simple. So if it didn't get enlightened, all they can do is just go to another body and wait for it to happen. And the concept of Tahuti. Now, all the gods that our Egyptian gods, we philosophically, mythologically put identities to principles. Tahuti is God's mind. That's your brain. That's your memory bank. That's your personal scribe. He keeps track of everything. From birth to death, his job is to just record. That's your brain. They're telling you how it works. And a lot of people went right past that. They done made Tahuti king of Atlantis. He's this, he's that, or he's Hermes strength. It's a principle. Mayat is a principle. We got a female, we show her with the wings, we show her balance, we give you all that. But it's a principle. No different than the rest of them. But Tahuti represents our mind, aka God's mind, our memory bank, our recorder in life. That's why he's there from birth to death, and all he does is record. Sorry. King of the I ain't going there. I ain't got time for that. I'm teaching my philosophy. All right. He teach his, I hear that. And you ain't got to agree with somebody else's philosophy concept. That don't make them wrong. That don't make you right. I tell you all the time, you got two men. One believe in God and one don't. And they both right. How could that be? called a paradox. Okay? Every problem has a solution. Every solution is to a problem. They got to come together. That's your job. Moving on. That's what it's all about. Knowing thyself or remembering thyself. Right thinking, philosophy teaches you to what? Remember who you are by what? Daily study and reminders, and you can practice it for yourself and understand for yourself who you are. That's my whole mission, to get you to know who you are. I'm not telling you who you are, who you're not. I'm just trying to help you know who you are by giving you the lessons that I learned to study by and practice so you can do the same thing. Know thyself. Oh, remember thyself. Deja vu. Oh, perfect. This is perfect. We have, everybody, you ever had a situation where you've done something and you know this ain't the first time? That's the spirit having its residue. That's the spirit having memory. Remembering thyself. And it happens some more often than other, but everybody's had that experience. Okay? That's what that is. Deja vu. The spirit been here before. And sometimes you're going to clash with the spirit and the conscious come together as one. And, oh, wow. Been there, done that too. Okay, excuse me. And deja vu is you remembering something or something that you know that you already did. We all experience it. They're not new. Don't get all caught up about it. But that's a natural phenomenon. All right. We just don't remember who we are. What? At birth, our memories are wiped clean from our past lives. Understand it? So the idea and the concept is you strike a soul contract. I don't subscribe to that concept. But I know conceptually, when the spirit is not enlightened, it can't go home. Why? It don't know who it is. When the spirit connects with the consciousness, heart, mind, coherence, now your conscious and your spirit becomes one. Now when the physical body dies, it runs out, expires. Now, why you go back? Why? I know who I am. Look, that is me. When I come up to the he waiting, I better look like him. Moving on, that's the concept. All right. Your God should look like you. Why is that? Because he made you in his image, and all men make the males in their image. The females do the same thing from the chromosome nature. We got all that scientific, but the concept don't change. Men make men, women produce women. Simple. But we need each other to make that possible. We don't remember who we are, all right, but we are programmed. Remember, we are programmed from the time we come into this world. We got to get in line, follow them through. So that's in the first 7 years. The doctor told us, my man Diop, Chop, says, first 7 years, your mind is in theta mode. I mean, imaginary state. It can pick up and take anything. Why? It don't know nothing else. So for the first 7 years, you're being programmed by your environment. If some of us have come out of what? Very dysfunctional environments. So don't blame, you can't blame the child for what the environment that it was born in. Okay, it's up to us as you get older to change the programming. Like George said, you got to be deprogrammed, forget what you learned, to be reprogrammed with what you need to know, and now you're good to go. You're a child of production, produced in conjunction with who? Urgency of who? Dr. Funkenstein. Stop, get out of there. All right, I just can't help it. All right, it was a way of life. It wasn't just records. It wasn't just word. No, I lived that. I put that stuff to use. And that's how I know how to use my Egyptian philosophy. Why? I did the same thing with that. And it works like a charm, if not better. Why? Because the originators of it, George, he knew all about this. And he took it into music. I caught it that way. It's still working with it 50 years. All right. We programmed, okay, at birth. So the first 7 years, we live in what? Our environment. We just taking in what's going on. And that's nobody's fault. Nobody's problem, nobody's fault. It is what it is. It's a natural phenomenon. That's why they got data for it. Now, I was programmed like everyone else. Again, followed the school program, went to school, learned what I need to learn. But I was reprogrammed by Dr. Funkenstein, a.k.a. George Clinton, with the funk, with a message that resonated with me that I, like I say, implemented, and funk worked fine by me. It kept me grounded, kept me real, and kept me above the nonsense. So, George, thank you. Now, if you can find something, mine was funk. Some people use rock and roll, goth, whatever it is, but whatever you gravitate to that you can get into that works for you, It don't make a difference to me. I done hung out with punk rockers and all kind of crazy people. Why? Whatever they do, they gotta do it while we doing it. We in the moment. We in the moment. I'm in a George Clinton concert. I don't care. I got a guy with orange hair from Denver. Okay. We hanging out in a concert. Okay, so that's what it's all about. When you can find something that fits you, that works for you, okay? Funk did it for me, okay? Whatever it is, that's all you got to understand. I've been rolling with funk for 50 years. My name is P-Funk. And I hear people question, what you know about? My man, don't question me. Don't. I ain't the one. Why? If I'm calling myself P-Funk, you think I don't know about P-Funk? I've been grilled a few times. It ain't for the test yet, okay? Like my Mason tell you, I can prove myself. I want to be tried, never denied, and want to be tried again. You want to check my funk acronym? Come on, I know funk. Trust me. And because our memories was wiped clean at birth. After death, the spirit has no what? Conscious. It don't know nothing. Because the conscious in the life going what? If it didn't pass the test, bye-bye. Okay? So the spirit is consciousness. So that's why at birth, we don't know who we're born ignorant or with memory loss. And before birth, for each person comes into the world ignorant of themselves. Level playing field for everybody. Okay? Your job is before you leave here is to find out who you are, remember who you really are. I love that. And waking up. When we said wake up. Okay, whoa, I missed the whole one. The goal of all of us, human beings, spiritual beings having a human experience, what's the purpose of coming here in the flesh? What's the purpose of being here? You ready? For the spirit to know itself, to remember who it was. So what? It can go back home. It come here in the flesh to get educated, to have experience, and then go about its business. But it gets stuck here. We call it the trap, the matrix, whatever. The spirit is just in the loop. And man, these are dumb people. I can't get out of the damn loop. Okay? We're human flesh to get the spirit back home. Our job is to get to knowledge of self, learn what we need to know, come knowledgeable self. And when this physical life is over, this earthly life is over, you go home. If not, you come and do it again. Moving on. This is the cycle of life. Okay. Been doing it for a long time now. And we'll continue, trust me. Oh, we in end times. No. You just a blip on the damn radar in this thing called life. You live your life the best you can. That's all you can control. So I don't control about the weather. I can care less about my next door neighbor. None of that means nothing to me. The most important thing is me. You can see it. Call it what you want. But I have knowledge of self. Okay? I have mastery of self. I know how to do what I need to do for self. Can you say that? Now, if you're asleep, aka ignorant of yourself, your true self, now it ain't because you don't know, you just don't remember. So the idea of waking up is what? Remembering. Think about it. I love it. When you live a spiritually disciplined lifestyle, whether you're Muslim, Christian, or Jew, you're following a belief system, you live in a spiritually disciplined lifestyle, supposedly. And if you live it the way it's done, it's a beautiful thing. Why? I fellowship with Christians, Muslims, and Jews on their terms and their level, and I got no problem with it at all. Why? If it's done right, you're supposed to respect it, endure it, and embrace it. Why? This is what they do. If you come to somebody's house, you ingratiate yourself to it. When in Rome, do as the Romans. It's a concept. If you don't want to be religious, don't go to church. Why go to the mosque and complain? Nah, I'm like, why go in there? Simple. You don't go in there to critique and complain. You go to fellowship. And when you live a spiritually disciplined lifestyle, you're working on what? Remembering thyself through what? They taking you back. They bring you back to the nature of who you're supposed to be. All religions are supposed to do that. That's why I respect religions. And if it's done correctly, it does just that. I know that too. And right thinking philosophy, my whole goal with it is to do just that. Teach you to live and remember what? Who you are. It's a beautiful thing. That's bliss. With knowledge of self, I'm blissed out. Why? I could care less. Man, listen. When this is over, I'm dancing. Why? Why you think the angel best, the pygmies, They was happy when the spirit left the body. Why? Because it was enlightened. They know they're going to the next phase. They're not crying and sad. No, they rejoicing. New Orleans, they know the spirit's gone. They loving it. They embracing it. We the only ones ignorant. Death. Oh, somebody died. Oh. Yeah, I had the concept at one point. He going to a better place. How do you know that? It's conceptually, directly, but put the caveat to it. How did he or she live? Depending on how you live, when you go, that's how the game is played. That's why at Judgment Day, they take the contents of your heart. They don't give a damn about who said what about you. No, it means nothing. Let's go. That's it. And that's how it should be. Why? The heart is memory. The heart holds memory. When I was ignorant, and I was lost most of my life, and thyself, I was ignorant of God. I had no clue about God. I'm almost ashamed to say that, but yeah, I was so ignorant, man. I'm like I said, I feel bad to be that stupid or ignorant. But again, it is what it is. And when I was ignorant, I was asleep, living in ignorance, and swear I was living. I didn't wake up to what? I walked up out of that prison after 3 years of serving my time. When I'm woke now. Oh, I'm woke now. Okay, so I got my wake up call the old-fashioned way. And when I got spiritually enlightened, a.k.a. woke up, I remember who I am. I'm God. See? The gravitas. See, I raise up. It makes you feel good about yourself. I'm God. That don't work. You swell up. You raise up. Come on, man. When an ignorant person swell up with foolish pride, a spiritual person don't swell up, but they get gravitas. They feel, okay, that's what I'm trying to say to you. And that's why religion, Islam, they got the sword. Well, you ain't just gonna know. I'm religious, but I ain't no damn fool either. I'm not gonna bring a knife to a gunfight. So therefore, knowing thyself is really what? Remembering thyself. How? By learning about thyself. Self-knowledge gives you remembrance of who you really are. If you look at it from that concept, and that's how I saw it. That's, ooh, I like that. Excuse me. And that's why I put it to this concept. But if you practice right thinking philosophy daily, which I live, it will bring you what? It will bring your memory back. You start having information. Intuitive knowledge is your memory bank. Why? It's always been there. You just didn't know it. Think about it, okay? Like some people say, they look for their glasses and they only do put them down. They was there the whole time. So you look at all the wrong places. If you're looking for God outside yourself, you're never going to find him, okay? But you're doing the concept of self-knowledge is to give you your memory of who you are, okay? It did me. Watch this. If you practice right thinking philosophy, it will bring your memory back like it did mine. Now I know who I am, okay? Not knowing who you are ain't a good place to be. Why? You'll find out. Not knowing or remembering thyself, perfect segue, is the what? That's the mental prison that we all fall for, okay? The banana in the tailpipe deal. Why? What somebody's telling you that you believe, if it's not the truth, you're never going to get the benefit of the doubt. It's a little harder to work through BS to get to the truth. It's like the cocaine. If I cut it 2 or 3 times, it's cocaine, but it's got a whole bunch of other stuff in it. But if I gave it to you pure, you know the difference. That's the difference between the truth and the lie. The truth frees you. The lie strings you on. Moving on. But again, with self-knowledge, a.k.a. true knowledge, again, you're remembering who you really are. And that's the beauty part about that. I was stuck on knowing. No, you got to know. No, you can remember. What? It was in you the whole time. I just killed my last line. Sorry about that. I just jumped ahead of the game. All right, let's go. Almost there. I didn't know thyself. Perfect example. And it's really just remembering thyself. We live in the state of denial or ignorance. Again, the ignorant state, not knowing. That's the beautiful part. See, and the opposite of not knowing is knowing. So I said, if you don't know yourself, the opposite is to know thyself. We don't remember. So the object of that is to gain knowledge to what? To bring the memory back. That's all. That's the beautiful concept. All right. I studied and practiced for over 30 years. And what I learned and what I found out about myself was I could have been doing this a long time ago. But now you know thyself. And that's a beautiful place to be, no matter when you get it. If 50 or 5, getting it is the beautiful thing. At 50, you got the rest of your life to live. At 5, you got a whole... Imagine knowing thyself. My pastor, he got his calling at 15. At 15 years old, I'm chasing girls. So, yeah, balls and girls. That's it. That's all. God was the last thing on my mind. But this brother had parlayed his calling into a way of life that you had to respect. Why? I've been saying it for over 40 years, and he ain't deviated. He ain't changed. I've been changing. I've been making changes. I'm the sage. Why? I took the long way around. He the saint. Why? He took the straight way. That's how I look at it, so I love it. But the idea that he has it, and I have it. How I got it, when I got it, didn't make a difference. Now that I got it, we're on the same wavelength, and that's what I love about that. And the idea, when they say lack of knowledge, okay, that means really what? Not remembering who you are. Same thing. It's there, you just don't remember. Intuitive knowledge is going to what? Your memory bank and waking it up. That's what I said does for you. That's another aspect of your character. She ain't a real person. Sorry. Oh, my Masonic brother, that's your mother. All Masons are Haru. Your father's Asar. He's dead. They don't even tell you that part. Okay? Y'all know Mason never asked what his father is. Everybody know we the widow's son. But who's your father? Ask that question to some of you supposed to be scholars in the Masonic order. See what you get. And y'all tell me Yoda is your grandmaster. I must slap the taste out your mouth. Yoda is a construct made up by Steven Spielberg. Lucas, whatever. But to teach as a teacher, Yoda is Tahuti. How about that? So conceptually, and if you don't know these things, you swear you got something. You ain't got nothing but a bunch of concepts and theology or theories that you can't prove, but you believe it. Okay, prove it, and then you got to believe it. Now you know it. Sorry about that. Get back. But you write this lesson up. I done got personal. I'm get off my track. All right, where we at? Sorry about that. Okay. We are gods in the flesh. Y'all kill me with that. I had an argument, not a discussion, turned to argument. Why? Of course, one person going to tell me Jesus is God in the flesh. Hold the phone. I'm not arguing that. But don't tell me he's the only one. That makes us all gods in the flesh. That's what I say. Well, no, don't tell me. See, what you believe is fine, but don't tell me that nonsense. You can believe what you want, but don't tell me that nonsense. Moving on, I ain't got time for that. But we are gods in the spirit. That spirit, God is spirit, not flesh, not man. But when we are born in the flesh, in this world, we forget who we are. Again, that's the purpose of reincarnating. Start all over again fresh. Well, nobody starts ahead. Everybody start over clean. And knowledge is what? Memory. Being relearned as human beings and becoming conscious. That means the mind is starting to figure things out. He gave you that for that purpose. You find me up here between the temples, between the head, between both sides of your head. That's what God is mentally. He gave you the spirit and heart and the life. Understanding when you put those two things together, you will know God and you will remember who you are. Wrapping it up. When you have no memory of yourself, that means you're ignorant of yourself. And that's lack of knowledge of self. We got that. You're born with that. That's the key. Again, caterpillar concept. All caterpillars are born caterpillars, but they shouldn't die caterpillar. They should die butterfly. Get the concept? We are born ignorant. We shouldn't die ignorant of ourselves. So the goal is to what? Get knowledge of self, or I'm telling you now, remembering yourself. And with knowledge, it'll do just that. They say, ain't nothing new under the sun, and I agree. So that means self-knowledge ain't new. It's been there the whole time. You just didn't know it. Now, with the philosophy and the practice of right thing with philosophy, you know for yourself, or you remember for yourself who you are. That's my mission. That's my lesson. Hope you enjoyed it. That's my concept. I'm out. In closing, right thinkers, may you all live to be 100. Me, 100 minus that day. But knowing thyself, we don't pass away. We go on. Next life, a.k.a. afterlife. Bible, basic instruction before leaving Earth. We're leaving Earth. Some of us are, some of us not.